Welcome to the Embody Pursuit, Find Your Purpose While Walking 10,000 Steps podcast. Okay, so I invite you, if you are sitting down on your booty, if you are off work, if you are able to stand up and you're listening to me while you're at work, I invite you to get up off of your booty. There is no reason why we should all be just sitting on our booties, just consuming, because it's easy to do that, right? Today we're going to find your purpose. Today we're going to find your purpose. And I'm really excited about it because this is the beauty of being at the age that I'm at. Okay? This is the beauty of being at the age that I'm at. I didn't realize that my purpose was staring me in the face. What up? I'm working from home today. Bomb. Okay. Perfect. So let's get in here. We're going to have a good deep dive, a good chit chat. I actually, for once, have some notes, that I'm going to talk about. But we're going to help find your purpose, okay? So this is a masterclass. And I know this is not a traditional masterclass, but I want you to imagine that we're both walking on a beautiful hike somewhere, on a beautiful trail. Or if you love the beach, like that we're walking at the beach and you're like, I really got to figure out my life. I really got to figure out my purpose. Okay. It's snowing here, so I'm ready to hear. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to start with kind of a quick little miniature backstory of my life. Okay. So before I get into that, also, as you guys are coming in, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what city you guys are from, or maybe, if you don't feel comfortable with the city, what state you're from. Let me know as you guys are coming in. And I want to put something here in the chat for you guys while we're getting started here. But I want to start, okay, by giving you guys a little bit of my story. And I don't think I've ever said these aspects of my story yet. Maybe I have a long time ago, but I'm going to say them in a different way and we're going to dive in. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure I put this in the chat for you guys. Okay. Okay, North Carolina. Okay. Let me make sure I pin this. Also, too, I invite you guys, if you are able to stand, if you're able to walk, or maybe just do after the next 10 minutes of listening to me, I invite you to walk, sit, or stand, sit. Okay, so walking, sitting is a new smoking. So how we can eradicate that is to do some kind of moving your body. Okay, so I even decided, I was like, why would I sit and do this? Imagine we're walking together. So you guys see what I do almost on a daily basis, right? Or every other day. And you might say, okay, it just seems like Ciana's been doing this forever. It seems like this is so easy for her. I wonder how she got there. Or, you seem so confident, right? I get that a lot. You seem really confident. You seem like this just comes naturally to you. And it did not. Okay, it did not. I do squats or jumping jacks okay, I love it. That's even better. Okay. So I was someone that it's weird. It's I was confident growing up, but then I wasn't. And I feel like that's normal teenage life. You're kind of confident in some areas, but in some areas you're terrified. You're just kind of learning how to be a human being. Okay. And so when I was in high school, and also too, if you hate your job right now, if you're watching this and you're maybe 30 and under, or even 35 and under, and you hate your job and you want to get out of it, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do as well. So stay tuned. This is going to be multifaceted gem dropping for you to be able to implement right now. So when I was in high school, I was pretty popular, wasn't intentional. I was a cheerleader. I was in student council, all of that, right? So those things kind of came naturally to me. But what I didn't realize was why, right? What about being a cheerleader? What about being on student council? Why did people vote me in as vice president and all these different little awards I would win, right? And I didn't realize this at the time, but I naturally knew how to connect with people. I did not know that then. College comes. I'm a part of different dance teams. Have multiple jobs. I graduate with honors. I'm a part of different clubs. I won different competitions. I was randomly at one of my jobs, I got asked to be on ESPN on the radio. And I was like, sure, like I'll do it. I'm like 19, 20. I've never been on the radio. I haven't been trained to be on the radio, right? So I get on, and like I end up being kind of good. What up, Everyday Muscle? This is going to be good. So you're going to want to stay tuned for this one. So we're going to help. If you don't know your purpose, we're going to find it today. And if we don't find it today, I'm going to steer you so far into the direction, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been sitting in front of me the whole time. All right. So they asked me, they're like, yeah, the host didn't show up. Do you want to go on it? And I'm like 19. I'm like, sure. Okay. So I get on, and like I'm fumbling around a little bit, but I actually like do pretty well because I'm not like overthinking it, right? Like I don't have any expectations. They're just like, yeah, answer these questions. They were super easy, like sports questions, right? Really, really lighthearted. I didn't have to know like all the stats of like the newest It was just like basic college, like just like it was just fun information to talk about. Then I graduate college. I'm working. I get asked to talk at a panel. I'm like, why would someone ask me to talk at a panel? Like what's the point? Like why would someone ask me? So I'm like, sure. Talk on a panel. I'm like 23 at this point, 23 or 24. Or maybe I might have even been like my senior year in college. Either way, I was like 22, 23, or 24. And I talked to a bunch of high school students. I'm super nervous. I'm like sweating. I'm shaking. I go and I'm like on this panel. And I end up doing like a pretty good job. I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. I move further up in my job in the company that I was working for at the time. And I ended up getting promoted really, really quickly in that job, which I hated. I hated that job. Okay. Just want to emphasize that. I hated that job, but God had me there for a reason. And I'm going to explain that in a second. So in the job, I would have to conduct these conference calls, and sometimes the conference calls would have like 50 people on it. Okay. And I'm like 25, 26 years old, and I would have to conduct these conference calls, and I wouldn't write notes. Some other district managers would be like, I have to write my notes. And I'm like, they're like, what are your notes like? And I'm like, oh, you write notes? Like, I don't write notes. Right. Okay. So if you notice, there's a theme here. If you feel like you kind of can tell or notice it, write it down. I would like to see if you guys are kind of catching on to where I'm going. So I hate this job, but I have to conduct these conference calls. And I remember one time this other district manager was like, you're really good on the conference calls. Like, you're really, really good. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, like, what's your notes? And I'm like, I don't, like, we're supposed to take note. Like, we're supposed to prepare. Like, I didn't know, because I'm just like, okay, I'm supposed to conduct a conference call. And it wasn't like I wasn't prepared at all. I had like a general idea of like some bullet points, but like other people would like literally script out their stuff. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So then I move up. Now I end up quitting that job. I hated it. I hated that job. I felt like my soul was getting sucked on. I felt there were some morals and ethical things that were going on that I did not agree with. So I quit that job. I talk about that in other videos. So I end up having an opportunity to be a part of like doing different events in LA. Right now I have more free time. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to jump right into a career. I'm just going to do a bunch of gig jobs till I figure out what I want to do. So when I would do these gig jobs, I would, get hired for them. Every time I got invited back, every single time they'd be like, we have another event we want you to do. I ended up meeting other people like through doing these gig jobs where they would have like a project they were working on, or they're starting a business, or they needed an executive assistant, or they needed like kind of like a consultant, like all these kind of random things, right? And they would ask me to do it. I'm like, why are people asking me to do these things when I'm not like, I'm just here to do the basic, work on the basic event and like greet people and, direct people. But there was just something that I was naturally doing that I didn't realize that was like hovering right there the whole time. So fast forward, I'm working, my grandmother's starting to get more sick. I become more of a full-time caregiver for my grandmother. The pandemic happens, and I start going on YouTube. I start posting about my caregiving journey. I start posting about just fitness and wellness and God and, life journey stuff and how I've overcome something, right? And so now it's to the point where I'm a full-time entrepreneur, like doing something that I really, really am passionate about and I really enjoy. But like, I couldn't have said, this is what I want to do in the future, because like this didn't exist yet, right? Like when we were, Everyday Muscle, Lisa, most of us that are, 34 and up, like this YouTube thing, social media, it wasn't what it was. Like there was no such thing as making money online like this. Like you would have had to hire a coder or get a coding book from the library and learn how to code yourself to build a website. Then you have to like package up an item by yourself and figure out how to do that and, ship it all, put it all in your car and ship something out. Like Jeff Bezos was like literally selling books out of his garage. You know what I mean? Like this didn't exist. So I couldn't have said, oh, I'm going to be doing something where I'm using my voice, right? Like I'm going to be using my voice to sell things. Like, and it's like, how do you even categorize that as like a career path, right? And so here's the thing. By the end of this video, you're going to have an idea of what your purpose is, and we're going to get you to package it up into some kind of thing where you can make money, okay? Now, let me know if you're here. Let me know if it's making sense. Hello, everyone. Times change, new opportunities open. Exactly. So if you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you're confused, now with you guys kind of hearing my short, a very, very quick, 8-minute timeline of my life, I want you to now go back in time and see if you notice a theme. So for me, I'm gonna tell you my theme that I noticed, which is why I'm able to make money online, which is why I'm able to get, my networking skills are pretty good, why I'm able to get opportunities. I'm going to tell you the answers were always there because I always felt lost. I always felt like, gosh, like, why is it that other people can just know they want to be a doctor, right? Like, why is it that other people just know they want to be a lawyer? Why is it that other people know that they want to be a dancer, an actor? Like, why, like, is something wrong with me, right? Like, why don't I know what I want to do? I just know I want to do, this is actually what I said. I was like, if I had to, they were like, well, what's your dream? And I was like, I wish I could get paid for being myself, which that didn't exist, right? So people were like, okay, fat chance, next, what do you actually want to do? But I literally said that. I was like, I just want to like be myself and get paid. Like that was as simple it was. It wasn't like I want to be the president. I want to be the next senator. I was like, I don't have a path. Like, I just know I want to, like, I know I have skills. I know I have gifts, but like, I just want to wake up every day, be of value, help people, and then like look at my bank account and see money there. But like, I couldn't have articulated like, oh, I want to be a YouTube streamer, or I want to build online, multiple streams of income, or I want to open up an investing account. I didn't know like the language. Okay. My first YouTube live. Wow. Oh, is it your first YouTube being here? Hopefully so. And welcome. Okay. So I'm going to go, now that you guys know my timeline, I'm going to go backtrack it and explain to you like what I wish I would have been able to figure out, but I was meant to not figure it out so that way I could teach you how to figure it out ASAP. Okay. The whole time when I was at my district manager job, when I was working at these events in LA, when I was being asked to speak on panels, and I'm like, I'm literally like 23, like people were seeing something in me that I didn't see. Okay? Because most of the time when you do something so natural, you think everybody does it. You think everyone does it, right? So say if like, people call you out and they're like, wow, you're actually really good at like dancing, or you're really good at like, how did you resolve that so quickly? And you're like, what do you mean resolve it so quickly? Like, doesn't everybody do that, right? Or you're really good at like doing your hair, and you're like, what? Like, doesn't everyone do their hair like this? So there's things that you keep getting told, but in your mind, you're like, it's normal. Okay, so that's number one. So I want you to really think about like, what do people tell you? It could be the tiniest thing, like, you're really good at like doing your eyebrows. Like every time it's perfect. And in your mind, like, you're like, what do you mean it's like, doesn't everybody do their eyeliner like, or their eyebrows? Like, how can you not see the preciseness, or how can you not tell the angle that it's supposed to be in? Like, doesn't everybody do that? Okay. So I want you to take a couple minutes, right? Like, as I'm going to continue to, unfold this, but take a couple minutes, either think about it or jot something down. What do people tell you all the time? Okay. Now, going to these events, being a district manager, conducting conference calls, being asked to be on ESPN, being asked to be to interview, answer questions on a red carpet, being asked to be a part of a documentary that's on LA Times right now, being asked, and you guys, I'm not trained for this. Like, you can even see me in some of these things that I've done. I'm like looking a little like, it's a little borderline, like, but there's something that they saw, right? When I was in junior high school, I didn't even realize this, but this is going to sound really conceited the way that I'm going to say it, but I'm telling you, during that time, I really did not understand. So when I was in high school, I was so popular. I didn't realize this at the time. You couldn't have told me this at the time. But now when I look back, I'm like, I was like really popular. At the time, you know how like there's student council, and I went to school with about 2,000, a little over 2,000 kids. So it was a decent sized high school. Okay. People are like, Ciana, I'm not running against you. Like my junior year and senior year for student council, no one wanted to run against me. And I'm like, and I was like, is there something I did? Like, I thought like I was like, wait, did I say something? Like, I don't get it. People were so intimidated because they knew that I knew how to connect with people, like the best in the class. Like, and I didn't know this, right? I didn't know this, but it's like, they just knew that I was going to win because they saw in me what I couldn't see, which was I was able to convince people to do things. I was able to encourage people because I really cared. Like, if you needed help with your homework, I really like tried to help, or they knew I just had this gift of like connecting. Okay. And so when I look back at like my little 15-year-old self, like I would have been able to see that. Okay. So I just won. I kept winning because no one wanted to run against me because they're like, oh, like Ciana's going to win. Right. So let me just see what you guys are saying really quickly. Hallie said, when something is so easy for you, you don't realize what value that thing is. Most others can't do it. Exactly. Let's see. Everyday muscle things. Wow, that was simple. Okay, so now fast forward, right? Like where I'm at. Now it's all clicking together, right? Because now I'm able to literally get paid for being myself. So it took me 20 years. It does not have to take you 20 years. But it took me 20 years to finally like figure that out, which essentially was being an entrepreneur and like helping people in some arena, and then in exchange selling them something that is going to help them, right? So on TikTok, I sell a lot of products. Like TikTok is completely separate from YouTube. So I sell a ton of products on TikTok, right? I've had brand deals. I make sales over here on YouTube. right, from my digital products and a lot of my affiliate marketing links, right? So I say all that to say, I'm literally just being myself. Like I've always been someone that can help people, and I, for some reason, the resonance in my voice, the genuineness, me just genuinely empathetically connecting with you, right, is sometimes in the future, you know, either I make a sale at that moment, or 6 months from now there might be something that I saw, you're like, oh, I trust Ciana because she's consistent, or I trust Ciana, I see the way she's moved all these years, or you know, I may not need something now. I may not need this, but I'm just going to buy it to support it, right? Like whatever it is, but I've been doing this for a long time. Way before I was ever even had a presence online, right? So if you're like, okay, I want to be consistent on my YouTube. I want to make money on YouTube, but it feels like it's going to take forever to make money on YouTube. The way that you're going to be able to stay consistent on YouTube, eventually get the bonus of getting AdSense, okay? Because it's a bonus, is you need to create something that makes you want to show up on YouTube every day. So I think a lot of people don't think about this. So let me actually back up here. Let me see what you guys are saying. Have you ever heard of Clifton Strengths Finder? Helps you identify your strengths. I haven't heard of that one, but there's another one that I've taken. What's the other one? But I mean, I'll definitely try that one out too. Next question, how did you at me? Okay, you guys are having your own. Let's see. The whole name, does it automatically, will it work? Popped up, Sable, I think, names in the chat. Okay. Want to see if there, okay, so just want to see if there's any questions so far about what I'm talking about. So what I want you to do, some of you guys already have digital products. Some of you guys are already working in your careers, okay? And you guys just have your YouTube as like extra, or it's just kind of like in addition to what you're doing, which is fantastic. This is more so for you where you're like, I really want to transition out. Like I hate my job. You guys, there's people that show up, that go to work with massive amounts of anxiety, literally feeling like they're on the verge of throwing up, like literally, because they hate their job so much. So I was there. I was that person. I hate, like my particular, I don't know why that ended up being my path, but like my entire 20s, I hated my job. Hated it. Like that sucks because you're at a job for 8 hours a day. However, I didn't know God was prepping me to learn how to work on your own because I was a district manager, right? So I was by myself a lot. My boss lived in Ohio, so I didn't even see my boss in person until I was like every 2 to 3 months, right? So I had to be trusted a lot. So that's what I essentially do now. I have to trust myself, like I'm my own boss, right? So I was learning structure. I was learning responsibility. I was learning discipline. I was learning how to build trust with people. I would be sitting at work with people and hating what I was doing, but I was connecting with the other managers that were there. I would connect with the customers, right? I would have great conversation, get into a 15-minute conversation with a customer, right? I would, by the time I would be done having a conversation, like I would have to conduct yearly reviews with the managers that worked under me. I'd have to give them a review. By the end of that review, they were in tears of like, Ciana, you've like changed my life. And I'm like, huh? You know? And maybe it was like, it was something small that I said, or maybe just me genuinely listening, or me actually being able to repeat back the problem that they had, and then me repeating it back and then giving them a resolution. And they're like, you just changed my life. And I'm like, what? So during that time, that 8 years that I hated working at that job, or it was like 9 years, that pretty much a decade of me hating what I was doing, I was being developed for something else a decade, even more in the future with where I'm at now. Right? Like I had no idea. I had no idea I would be making money online with walking on a treadmill, like talking to people all over the planet. Like I didn't know that, right? So what I want to say is, number one, if you don't like where you're at right now, know that God is prepping you and molding you and shaping you and giving you a foundation for what you're about to get into, like your next season. Okay, so that's for some of you on here that really just do not like your life. Okay, you're there for a reason, and there's no way you can know until you're out of it. So that's why I'm like, people like kind of despise getting older, or aging and all that. It's like such a blessing, because I'm like, oh, now I understand this. Oh, now I see the repetitive cycle of this. Oh, now I get why I went through that, right? So like that's the beauty of being on the planet longer, because you actually have like, it's your wisdom, like you're going into your wisdom years, right? So there's that. So get with your, just write, I hope that you guys have been like thinking about this. Write it down. What are some things that you always, you're the go-to person. People always come to you for advice. People always come to you for relationship advice. People always come to you to even calm them down. Like, you might be the person that people come to you, and then after they get off the phone with you, they feel calm, right? Write that down. Try to challenge yourself to write down 100 things. It could be the tiniest thing. People come to me for how to do my lip liner. People come to me for the men on here. Okay, I always have, my beard always looks a certain way. People are always asking me how I do my beard. Like, I'm like, doesn't everybody do their beard like this, right? So every single tiny little thing. And then I want you to see if there's a theme there. Okay, I want you to see if there's a theme there. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. I was going to just pay someone on Fiverr to create one, or I'll pay Ciana to create one for me. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying. I need a digital product, and I don't care. I'd even just put the link to yours in my videos. So Everyday Muscle, especially with you, it's like year 48, I believe. I think you said you're in your later 40s. You are super, good on your fitness. Okay, like that's your ebook. Like, all the things that people are saying in your comments on your channel is your ebook. Like, your ebook will create it essentially will create itself, right? Now, if you don't want to sit and do the time, yeah, I would just hire someone to actually like put it together for you, because you do have to. This is the thing. So with my ebook, because I know how to connect with people, it's like I can sell an ebook about YouTube. I can sell an ebook about hair care. I can sell an ebook about makeup. I can sell an ebook about my How to Lose Fat ebook guide, right? It's not really the ebook. It's that I'm able to connect with you and help convince you to get out of your own way to help you get to resolve your pain, right? Like, I can get you from point A to point B, right? So there's something that's the answers to that are in your comments. So the only reason why I even wrote my ebook was because it was like women were coming to me with those issues, and I was like, well, this is what I do. And then they would implement what I said. And then I was like, I keep repeating myself over and over. And then people keep saying, yeah, I tried what you said, Ciana, and I lost 8 pounds. I lost 10 pounds. Ciana, I lost 20 pounds. Ciana, oh my gosh, like my face is getting thinner. Oh my gosh, Ciana, I'm losing inches around my waist. Like, and I was like, what? So I just put it into an ebook, and then, now it's always there. So if you don't have the time, then yeah, you should definitely hire someone on Fiverr, because it is, that's why I'm creating, it's almost done, you guys. That's why I'm creating my how to create your own ebook guide course, because by the time you start it and finish it in one day, you'll have an ebook. But you'd have to genuinely carve out like 10 hours or so to just do it and bang it out. Or 48 hours, do it and bang it out, right? It took me 3 months, which was so ridiculous, but I just was like, I felt like I was in college again, like writing an essay. But I'm like, now that I know all the steps, it's so easy. It's like I can literally write an ebook and have one up and announce it by the end of today. Like ebooks are so easy, but I just didn't realize it then. This is before ChatGPT, by the way. This is before ChatGPT. So now incorporating ChatGPT, you can have an ebook today. So that course is literally almost done. So just be on the lookout for that. But Everyday Muscle, if you want one, yeah, you might have to hire someone from Fiverr. Oh, you're 47. Or okay, yeah, my bad. What's going on? Someone said, my bad. No disrespect. I don't want any problems. Wow, you look great. Okay, so that's how I ended up on YouTube. I was tired of telling people how to lose weight. I'd give the advice, they acknowledge it, not follow, and then ask what I did months later. Like my steps changed. Seems hard for me, just don't know about it. Want to do an ebook. Oh my gosh, Top Dog Sales, like you are an excellent speaker and give great advice. And it's like, this is the thing, guys, I want to just be transparent. No, none of you guys have actually told me this, but some of you might be thinking this because this is what I thought. I thought, who am I to think that, hold on, let me turn my heat off real quick. This is getting a little hot. Hold on real quick. Okay. So I literally thought, who am I? Okay. I was like, who am I to think that I can sell something to someone? Like, who am I to think that? Like, I don't have a credential. Like, and again, when you're with the older millennial mindset is like, oh, I have to be certified. I have to have a degree. Like that's because that's what we were taught. So I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't allowed to do it or something. But then, okay, please hear me on this. Listen up, listen up, listen up. When I worked at Hooters, okay, selling wings, I was also on a dance team. Now, just stick with me on this. Don't fall away on this. Stick with me. There was calendars that we sold from being on the dance team. Okay? And I'm like, where am I going to sell these calendars? So they gave all the team members 10. So I just was like, where do I sell these? Like, I don't want to sell it to my dad because we were like in bathing suits and stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't want to really sell this to family, right? So I was like, okay, on my shift at work, I'm just gonna lay them when I'm in the bar. I'm gonna lay them on the bar and then just like offer and say, oh hey, like you should get this calendar, like support us, right? Like I didn't even have like a pitch or anything. I just was like, support us. And then people would be like sitting at the bar, drinking their beer, watching the game, or just like got out, for happy hour. And then they're sitting there, right? So they like look at it and they're like, you know what? I'll actually get one. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then eventually I was like, someone was like, you know what? I actually like, some people had different reasons. Like some people just thought we were cute and so they bought it. Some people thought, they really needed a calendar. So they were like, I actually like really need this. So I'm going to put this in my office. Some people got them as gifts. So some people, because at the time it was called the Central Valley Coyotes, arena football. So they were like, oh my gosh, this is so dope. I'm like, this is going to be the best gift for my uncle or something. So like there was different reasons. So I started to gather the information of like why they were buying it. And then I started to turn it into a pitch. Like, so then I went to my coach. I was like, hey, I sold out. She's like, oh, you did? And I was like, yeah, can I get more? So then I got more and put them on the bar, right? So it's easy to get to. They didn't have to do any extra effort, but like pick it up and look at it. And then I'd be like, oh, like, do you need any extra gifts? Like, oh, wait. Or I'd be like, do you guys like the Central Valley Coyotes? And they're like, yeah, I go to the games. And I'm like, oh, well, we just got these. They're selling out super quick. I don't know how many we're going to have left. And so I learned how to like create urgency, right? And I'm only like 21 selling calendars, right? And so bottom line is I want to to go into detail about that, you are allowed to sell something that you have or knowledge that you have. Like, you can do it. Like, you don't need to be told. You don't need to be told from an upper level person. You don't need to be a CEO to finally have a book. Like, you can just sell something today. Like, seriously. So, like, this is my thing. Okay, this is another thing. You guys want to know also why I was able to be consistent after doing YouTube for 2 years. Okay. And I think I was barely at 700 subscribers after 2 years, barely at 700 subscribers. Right. And so, which is fine. It was a consistent people, that would pop on my lives. Sometimes 1 or 2 people that would pop on. And then by that point, guys, I had so much skin in the game that I was like, I can't quit. Like, even though I'm not really seeing quote unquote results, but the results were that I was getting better at speaking. The results were that I was getting better at being able to understand YouTube. The results were I was getting better at being able to deal with trolls. The results were I was developing the consistency muscle, right? Like, so I didn't see the results as far as analytics or money in the bank account from YouTube, but I didn't know that I was actually getting value. I was growing in skills. I was growing in, and I'm still growing, right? Like, I haven't even touched the surface of like where I could head to, right? So now I'm going to admit this. When I was talking about just basic stuff that women talk about when we're in our late 20s and 30s, we're always analyzing our body, which is sad, but like, society puts a lot of pressure on women. You have to look a certain way. You have to oh, you're gaining weight, like all this stuff, right? So I was like, well, I talk about this stuff for hours with my friends. Why don't I talk about this on YouTube? So I started talking about it on YouTube. Of course, there's women that chimed in because it's like an issue in America of like having a lot of pressure about how we should look and all of that. And so then when I started talking about what I've done to like lose weight and my story and how I felt, and I felt crazy and I just felt like I didn't recognize myself and all this stuff. When I talked about how I lost weight, women were like, oh, well, what'd you do? So I was getting feedback, right? So then I created the ebook. What helped me show up, you guys, was that I was like, okay, now I can finally feel like I might get an exchange, because let's be honest, we have to pay bills. Like, I don't know why people feel like when you offer something, or when you have an offer and it has a money value on it, that it's like a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, now you're being a scam artist. It's like, you see the apartment, you know what I mean? Like, I need to live, right? Like, we all have bills. Like, you guys all have families, you guys have children, you have pets, like, you have your investing accounts you want to, so it's like, it's hard because it's like, well, okay, really? I'm supposed to grow on YouTube, but I have bills to pay. So it's hard to like, what people think is like, oh, I need to build my content and then sell something. I wish I knew what I know now. You should have something to offer the first day you drop a video, to be honest with you. Like, when you think about it, you don't need to build up an audience to then offer something. So I use my Hooters example, which is so funny that I'm like, I would have never known that I'd be referencing Hooters, but like, I didn't have to build up an audience to make $5,000 from selling calendars. You know what I mean? I just was in the proper location and I had something that people like they needed or wanted or found value in, right? So I didn't say like, I didn't have to like, I don't know. We didn't have this era where it's like build an audience or build a community first. It was like, people used to make money and just going out in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, we actually saw humans in person at one point in ancient times. People would actually go up to people and talk to them and like offer something. So everyday muscle, spiritual siege. Let's see. Involuntary self-development. Nice. I'm going to look into it. Thanks for the tip, cup of coffee on me. Back to sales grind. Oh, get it. I see you. And see, Top Dog Sales, please, please, please. We're when you get your digital product, come and drop it here in the chat. And thank you for the cup of coffee. I'm gonna get some coffee and fill up my big impact mug. I appreciate you. Okay. So bottom line is, guys, if you feel like you can't, like you don't have motivation, you guys know I keep it real. Like once we start to get in here and we get comfortable, then I'm like, okay, let me drop some realness on them. Okay. I look at your guys' pages. I look at y'all's pages. Okay. And you guys are smart. You guys have knowledge. You guys are doing awesome things for real. I'm not just saying that. However, I see a big lack in consistency, but I get it because it's like, think about it. Why would you be consistent when you're like, I actually need to like pay my bills, or, I need to like see a return on this investment, and your investment is time, right? Your investment is time. So, now not all of you guys, right? Not all of you guys, but if you had something to offer, even if you didn't make a sale, it would still provoke you to be online more. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had your blueprint, if you had your everyday muscle, how you get muscles and you maintain them in your late 40s, like your split, right? I actually watched some of your video about like you talking about you want to work on shoulders and they're working on like their lower back, and like kind of like how people lack a plan. That's a really good one. Like people are out here lacking a plan when they go to the gym. That's why they don't see results. It's the truth. Like they're like, I don't understand how you look, but I go to the gym just as much as you, but I don't look how you look. Well, because you actually have a strategic game plan when you go in there. You're doing this amount of, you're doing your shoulder, you're just focused on your shoulders. And then like maybe for the day, you're focused on like trying to lift a little heavier, right? Like you're not doing too much. You're not doing the full body. You're not hitting the hamstrings and the shoulders and the back and so maybe come up like how you're able to be buff, like sell your split. Sell your split. Oh, my gym rant about my family having no fitness. Exactly. But it's not just your family. So many people don't have a plan. So many people show up to the gym and they do not have a plan. They're like, oh, maybe I'll just like pick up a couple dumbbells and okay, I'll do that. And I'll sit on the machine and do the glute machine. And okay, and I'm going to head over to, whatever else. And I'll like hit a squat. And all right, well, okay, let me get on the elliptical. Like looking loppy, right? And then they're like, I don't understand. Like 3 months goes by and they're like, I'm not, if anything, I look worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? like we're keeping it real, right? Like we're having a real conversation. So everyday muscle, men in their 40s need a plan. Men in their 30s need a plan, but let's be honest, men in their 30s, for some reason they're able to just get buff extra easily because like the testosterone or whatever. But like men in their 40s need a plan, especially working men that have like, most of the time when men are in their 40s, on average, they have like a preteen, a kid headed into being a teen. Maybe they might have like, most men in their 40s have kids, right? So have a kid, and working full time. They might have like a comfortable lifestyle with their wife or their girlfriend. And like, there's not really motivation to work out. Maybe they start like looking at their body and they're like, ooh, like I'm just feeling pudgy. Like I'm not trying to be like America's Next Top Model, but like, I kind of want to look better. So then they go to the gym and they just like have no idea what they're doing. Right. And so, but you have a plan. So it's like all you do, literally, you go like this, you go to ChatGPT and you go, okay, so design me a plan where this is my split. So on Mondays, I do this, On Tuesdays, I do this. On Wednesdays, I do this. On Thursdays, I do this. Break that down, put that in, a format where it correlates with the amount of reps and the amount of circuits and the level of intensity, like whatever it is. And then and then it'll shoot you out something. And then you're like, okay, that's not really exactly how I wanted it. And you say, this is good, but be more specific here. Okay, take out this. Like, you can literally talk to Gemini, talk to ChatGPT, and then you put it behind a paywall. You put it on Canva, put it behind a paywall, boom. Now, if you want to know exactly like how I did it, again, my thing is coming up soon, but like you can do that. Okay, so you have a son. He's in some of my videos working out. Okay, awesome. So that's another angle. Like being a dad, right? Being a dad. Hey, look, guys. Hey, fellas. Look, just because we're dads in our 40s doesn't mean we have to have a dad bod. And this is the truth. Like, men get away with having dad bods more than moms get away with having mom bods. But like, women want to look at something that is put together too. I don't know why. Like, people don't want to like talk about that, but like women want to see something nice too. Like, I know some women literally don't care, but like there's a huge chunk of women that also enjoy seeing a man like try to keep it together, right? It's called acceptance. Yeah, and the thing is, there's levels, right? Like there's levels. So, you know, no one's asking, when you're a hardworking man and you have children and all that, no one's asking you to have a shredded six pack. That's like, get more money, go, I need you to actually grind more and like fill up the bank account more, right? Rather than you like spending hours in the gym getting a six pack. But also there's like balance, right? It's like, it would be nice. So men that are like complaining, right? Like I have men in my family that are in their 30s that complain like, yeah, I know, I gotta get it together. Man, yeah, I'm trying to get this weight off. And then as we're talking about it, they're smacking off pizza. Right? Like, men will complain about it, but then like they just like don't know what to do, or they don't have the energy, or they may not have an example. So Everyday Muscle, you might be the example. You might be the guy that's the example for your avatar. So you are your own avatar, right? For all the men that are in their 40s, late 40s, maybe even early 50s, that your kids are older now, they kind of don't want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe some of them do, but you know, they're teenagers. They have like their own teenage stuff they want to do, right? So now you might have a little bit more time. You don't have to like do everything for them, right? Like if they're starving, they know how to make a sandwich, right? Like they're miniature little human, like the miniature little adults in training, right? So they're not completely like just don't know how to do stuff. So now you have a little bit more time to like, and they're allowed to be home alone technically, or take them to the gym with you, right? So there's so many opportunities for everybody to get a raise today. Just go back in time, look at what problems you resolve for people, look at what people go to you for, put that in the ebook and sell it. On your very first video, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you've been wanting to start one, but you feel like you don't have time, I'm telling you, if you have something to promote to potentially make a return, monetary return, it will provoke you to be on there more. But like what happens is a lot of the Embody Pursuit tribe, and I did this too, it's like you'll be on a good run, you'll be feeling like super excited, and then all of a sudden, like, you'll just go MIA for 6 weeks. Right? You'll just go MIA for 6 weeks. And why? Because it's like, well, you know, I do love, you know, being online, and I do love answering questions, and I do love creating content, but like, I like need to like spend more time. I need to do overtime at work because I need to make money, right? So if you have some kind of offer, a course, right? If you have an ebook, if you have affiliate marketing links, like just something where you know eventually you're going to make a sale, and it's like you get to do both. You get to add value to people. You get to transform their life in some way, whether it's small or big. Whether you're going to get the body of your dreams and you're going to elevate in social status. You're going to get the body of your dreams and you're going to finally be able to get the man or woman of your dreams. You're going to start eating better, and then you're going to start having more energy. So now you can start your business. Like, you just, it's good to encourage people, right? But then at the same time, you're also allowed to sell something. You're also allowed to give them an offer. And you guys, to be honest, I wish I would have learned this at the beginning too, because with the first 700 people that were following me, they were genuinely, because I'm not famous, I'm not an actress, I'm not, you know, like we're all everyday people on here, right? So when people were following me, that's when I really should have had an offer the whole time. The very first day I uploaded a video, I should have been like, I hope you guys find value in this. And also I have my blueprint on how I was able to take care of my grandma. I mean, it doesn't, to me, that's not scammy. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like that's not a scam to like offer value and then have an offer if they want to go further or dive deeper with your information. Like your life is value, like your experiences in this life, your triumphs, your trauma, things that you've overcome, things that you've resolved, things that you've figured out, right? Like those are valuable things. And yeah, you want to give some of the gems away so people can understand, oh yeah, you actually know what you're talking about. And then following it up with, you know what, also check out my ebook guide. Or you guys, even right now, I have this offered right here. It's free. All it is just signing up, staying connected directly with me, signing up with my email list. That's it. I'm not even selling you anything. I'm not even selling you guys nothing today. Today, what I'm selling you guys on is yourself and signing up with my mailing list for free. That's it. In exchange for me spending time with you guys for almost an hour, if you can, if you're not already on my email list, tap in with me. It's directly, you know, you never know what's going to happen with these platforms. But like, I feel like that's like, so how I just did that, I feel like that's fair. So if you, also too, some of you guys, not all, some of you guys kind of got to get more, work on your imposter syndrome. I'm still working on that. I feel like it never goes away. I feel like every time you like reach a new level, you get like a new set of imposter syndrome stuff. Oh, by the way, I'm happy. Kevin Too Hard is on here. Said, I just want to, and I don't know why. I just want to say this because, you know, a lot of you guys have been with me for a while. Older Southern black lady and she cussing and all. You accidentally swiped up and the next stream was a grandma. Oh, that's like, I wish we could watch her together. That sounds like it'd be entertaining. But like, I don't know why. I don't want to, people have said this. Kevin was one of them on one of my public comments stating that like, it seems like I'll never have a child or like children are just not in my future. I want to make it clear, and this is just something on the side, like children are in my future. So this is the thing. I think because women are so comfortable crying on the internet and talking about like their man problems on the internet, that like if you're a woman who's like happy on the internet and joyful and helping people, that like, oh, you're just content and you're gonna like die alone like as a cat lady. No, like I just choose to be of value when I'm on the internet instead of wasting my time crying on the internet. So I just want to be clear, like husband, children, like all of that is definitely something that I don't want to put out the projection of like that I'm just this like woman that never wants any children or never wants to have a family. So I just want to put that out there because Kevin brought that up. It's the videos that you stated with charity. Lisa said the same way. Yep. Yeah, Lisa. It's like Lisa is out here helping women across the planet with their hair care, right? Like, yeah, women or Lisa wants to have children and Lisa wants a husband as well, right? But instead of being on the internet and like wasting our energy and our time like crying and complaining and man-hating on the internet, we're like actually adding value and like building a business. So that way we can like have more to bring to our future families, right? So I just want to put that out there. Like if you see any women who are happy and just building their businesses and just like not being in like a negative Nancy type of way, it's okay. So I just wanted to be clear on that. Okay. Patrick. And Patrick, I feel like I say that a lot, right? Let me know. Let me know. I know you're going to be honest with me. Don't I say that I want kids? Like, I feel like I state that a lot. Like, I'm always like, oh yeah, my future children. But anyways, okay. Crying and complaining about men on the internet is driving away them. Exactly. Exactly. It's like if I was a man and I was looking for a wife, if I was scrolling and then seeing a 37, 38, 39, 41, 43, 44-year-old woman, like that age bracket where it's kind of like society's already kind of has their nose turned up at you as to why you're not married yet, why you don't have any kids yet, but then you're still like in the game, right? Like you're not like 59 where it's like, okay, clearly kids are like really actually out of the picture now. You're still in the game, but people are kind of looking at you sideways. Those women are typically on the internet talking about like how they got screwed and how their life turned up and turned out, and how they hate men, and how there's no dating, there's no dating pool out here, like all the good men are taken, all of that. And it's so like when I watch it, I want to throw up. So I know that's a tangent, but like I just wanted to put that out there that me, Hallie, Lisa, there's other women that tap in with here to tap in on here too, that are women just like we want to build value. We want to elevate, right? Like we're always in pursuit of embodying our next top level. Like that's what we do over here. It's the Embody Pursuit channel. This is not a complaining channel. We don't rant about men. We don't rant about women. Like we're in here elevating. Yes, you say you desire children often, but the right one is needed. Exactly. That's right, Ciana. A woman not settling is a great thing. Thank you, Patrick. Relationship coaches are complete jokes. A majority of them aren't even in a thank you. A lot of these relationships, sorry, we just went off on a tangent, but it is what it is. It's just natural conversation. But yeah, guys, like a lot of these relationship coaches are single. They're literally, I don't know how these relationship coaches, especially the men, like there's a lot of men out here giving relationship advice, making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of people. Now that's scammy to me. Now that's a scam. I don't know how they're able to get away with it. Like, how do you give relationship advice when you're not in a relationship? Like, and there's people that have million and up subscribers. I'm not going to like call them out because that's not my purpose to try to tear them down. Get your bag. If you feel like you're really speaking from your heart or something, fine. But like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You have an inviting energy and personality that drove me to your channel. Oh, I appreciate that, Trevor. Thank you for tapping in. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, guys. That's just a side note. If you're on the internet complaining about men, complaining about women, you are taking up time and real estate from you being able to add to your bag, right? Like, that's just a side note. If anyone is like complaining or even the channels, you guys, you got to do it a certain way. Like the channels where they're doing the reaction, they're reacting to things, and they're getting their blood boiling and their anxiety is going through the roof, and they're having to they're running out of their blood pressure medication because they're getting so mad about what Diddy did or politics or what, like there's like this whole thing of Blake Lively and like all these things, right? Is that adding money into your bank account? You know what I mean? Like you just wasted an hour of your time when you could have taught a masterclass and came away with $1,000 in sales, like literally. But instead, people want to rant on the internet. Like you are taking up the opportunity to add value to another human, make them better, right? Help them help themselves, right? Help them discover their gifts, help them ignite their light, help them revive their dormant gifts. You'd rather sit there and like complain about Diddy or complain about like Jeffrey Epstein or, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it's just like, well, did that put money in your investing account? Did you open up another investing account because you just talked for an hour about that? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm not a professional. I don't make the rules up. I would rather be on here and get better and better at trying to train, coach, and develop. Like, that's my thing. If people want to be on the internet and complain and rant and cry and do bashing, gender wars and bashing and all of that, adding no value, then you must be a millionaire already. Like, let me know what you're doing to where you don't have to sell any products, like, and you can just rant. You know what I mean? Or if you're doing it where you're like, okay, okay, for example, there is some people where they use these celebrity like scandals to then teach something, and then they have a product to offer. Like, if you don't want to end up like this, like, then do this and take my course, right? Like, that makes sense to me, kind of. But yeah, we got to be strategic. We only have 24 hours in a day. We only have 24 hours in a day. You guys already saw the other day, I showed you guys the timeline. Remember this? Who remembers this from the other day? Who remembers this from the other day? What's this? What's that? Yep, the 100. So why is it marked off? So this is me. What is this telling you? What's the red telling you? What's the red part? Yep. So you guys, I don't have time to waste, and neither do you. A third of my life is it's. I've already cashed in my chip. A third of my chips. A third of my chips are cashed in, guys. And to be honest, we have the ability to live to 120, but like right now it's more realistically like right here. Do you see what I'm saying? So look at this list. Some of your guys might be a little shorter than mine. Some of you guys might be like up over in here. So like y'all, like we don't have, like, why are we wasting time? And the thing is, why are we also like feeling like we aren't good enough to sell something? Especially when you're, 30 and up. I'm like, today is when you snap out of it. Today is when you're done. You're done today. Like, get off the live, get you something to sell, like while you're on your own YouTube. Now, if you don't have your own YouTube, you could still, I think you still should have a digital product. That's just my opinion. But if you have an online presence, there should be something that you're getting back. Now, if you now I do want to admit there might be a small section of people on here that genuinely just want to do YouTube for fun. Like, they love their career and like YouTube is a fun outlet. I love that for you. So that's, I acknowledge that. But for the rest of us that are on here, like, no more, I don't know what to do. I can't figure it out. I don't know what to sell. Who would buy it from me? Like, we're all 30 and up for the most part. And if you're 20, I know that sometimes we have some 20-year-olds that speak up in here. You have tons that you could sell. Because 20-year-olds, 17, 18, 19-year-olds don't want to hear from me. I'm an ancient fossil. I should be in a museum, hanging up with people looking at my bones. Like, oh, in ancient times, this is what the bones used to look like, right? Like, I'm an artifact. They want to hear, if you're 25 and under, they want to get an ebook from you. They don't want to get an ebook from me. You know what I'm saying? So you have it even better. Like, and most of the time when you're 20 something, you don't have as many bills to worry about. So you have more times and chances to do exactly what, Lakira, I believe I'm probably butchering that. Lakira the Finch, to try and fail. Like, you have more time on your side to try and fail. So you're in an even better position than the rest of us artifacts on here. The rest of us fossils. Let's see. TV, that's why you get active and intake healthy things. I saw your Amazon stuff nicely put together, but that's another discussion. Thank you. Ciana, do you think that 12 years of public school was a waste of time? I remember dead ass graduating from high school and then looking back, not remembering Yeah. Um, I feel the same way about college. I feel like college, and because here's the thing, most of us that went to college like 2012 and under, it's like all of it's most of it's, unless you're a doctor or like a lawyer, you know, and like you knew you wanted to do that. But for the rest of us that did like communications, or we did like me, I got a business marketing degree. You guys, my I was learning about how to do billboards and radio ads and commercial campaigns for like in between Gilligan's Island and I Love Lucy commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like in between The Price is Right and in between like As the World Turns or whatever, all those like soap operas. Like it was like, oh, learn how to make a campaign to sell something during then. And then all of a sudden the world changed. I remember like 888, or what was it? There was something that it was like 888 888. What was that? Like all the infomercials, right? Like um Wheel of Fortune, like that. I was learning how to make ads and stuff. So I mean, some of the marketing principles still apply, and I still, you know, marketing is marketing, right? Like people have to know who you are, what you're selling. They have to just know you exist, right? So how do you get them to pay attention to all that stuff? So some of it still applies, but you guys, all this digital stuff, it wasn't even an eons in what I learned from my business marketing degree. The skin is skinning. Thank you. You guys, I'm telling you, get my free digital download of the reset. You can start the reset anytime. Staying away from cooked food. I'm not, and I don't want to encourage anyone not to have cooked food, but like I feel like for like a week out of the month, like just have nothing but raw fruits and vegetables and nuts, just to kind of like always, giving your system a break from like all the oils being cooked and the processed junk. But I really feel like being on that regimen, like I do feel people have been commenting on like my skin and stuff lately, and I think it is because of that. Um I don't do meat, but yeah, you could definitely do meat, but just try to do like less uh fried chicken and stuff like that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, fasting is even, I mean, fasting is just as good. Just fast for 3 days and drink water for 3 days. That's excellent. School was trauma. Dead ass don't remember anything from school because um it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I can't say like statistics class. What else? Like all the math classes. Like algebra, geometry, like what else? I took Spanish, which has helped me. Like I went up to Spanish 3. I went up to Spanish 4, but it just was like I wasn't invested enough. And I literally went to the office. I was like, can I go back to Spanish 3 and take it again? So but I did Spanish. That was cool. There was like a health and nutrition class I remember really, really loving. But yeah, I mean, out of all 4 years, I can only recall like 2 or 3 classes that I found some value. Intermittent fasting for 16 hours. Yep. I fast every Saturday and Sunday. Bomb. That's bomb. That's really, really good. My next thing is I want to start, I think I mentioned it before. I want to start doing fasting from like Tuesday at noon and then not having anything until Wednesday at noon, like doing a 24-hour fast once a week. But I have to like, I'm like trying to rev myself up for that. I don't want it to be on the weekend because I enjoy like kind of like exploring and like trying new little like shops and stuff on the weekend. So, but no, that's excellent. Poor favor. It was cool. I walked by the cleaning lady in my apartment and I was like, why don't I practice my Spanish with her? So I like said something in Spanish and she was like, she perked up. She was like, oh, gracias. So I was like, I need to start like speaking it with her. Oh, you do 24-hour fasting? Okay, bomb. I gotta check. Okay, so if you guys are doing it, I gotta check in. I gotta check in. So yeah, guys, I mean, this was like, like a casual masterclass on, just circling back to the topic. For anyone watching this on the replay, more specifically, is look at your life, look backwards in time, and try to pinpoint what you were the go-to person for, what people kept asking you on how to do. Or if you got it's another thing, if you got placed into things, like you just got picked for something, try to see what attributes you have or skills you have to always be just placed into something. That could be your ebook. Actually too, another ebook that I could do is how to have emotional intelligence. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I've gotten a lot of opportunities in life, guys, from being calm. From just being calm. Isn't that wild? Like, I didn't realize it, but people will be like, Ciana, you just like, I don't know, you never get mad. Or when you do get mad, it's like, I can actually tell it's something that someone should actually really be mad about, but like, you just like, it just takes you a long time to get mad. Right? So like I wouldn't think about ever creating something, on emotional intelligence, but like, now that I've been in the game, I've been an adult for 20 years, and there was a lot of opportunity. Like, I would actually get opportunities to be in positions or rooms because I just didn't pop off and have an attitude. Like, some women and men, but like, I would be the one that would get picked specifically because I know how to stay calm. I really think too, like, I got the district manager position that I got over other people that probably had better numbers than me, probably, had been there longer than me for sure. But because I was calm, I got promoted over other people. So I could actually do a whole book on that too. That's probably why I'm able to like slightly deal with the trolls. Even that, people will be on here and say, I really like how you deal with trolls. I didn't know I was gonna like get decent at dealing with trolls. You know what I mean? Because I have actually popped off on some trolls before, I'm not gonna lie. But like, after doing this for so long, is that the clothing brand? Are you asking me, is that where I worked? Aeropostale? I feel like I remember that being like a clothing brand. It is what it is. Bring it back, class. Ooh, antique shops. Wait, so Patrick, you said your new thing? Like, oh, you like exploring antique shops, I'm assuming. Trolley polies, a big algo. I can't get to Ciana. Yeah, like, and that's why I'm kind of happy that my page is doing like a slow and steady. Because if I had like 30 trolls, I probably wouldn't have the capacity yet to like deal with like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 like trolls coming at me one time, all at once. I mean, that would probably be intense. But like 1 or 2, 3, 4, maybe 8, but over time it's just the troll skin, the troll protectant, the armor of God is just going to keep getting thicker and thicker and thicker. So you are a natural on video. I wish I had your talent. You do. You do. It took me 5 years to finally start getting comments like that. Scroll all the way down. Go all the way down to my first few videos. Trust me. I appreciate that though. But that's a reflection of practice. That comment is a reflection of just consistency and practice. I have a conversation with people about you like you're a personal friend. Ciana said this or did that, and then they say, oh, who's Ciana? Oh, just some random woman on the internet. Don't you feel like the fitness influencer matrix is ridiculous? I mean, like a majority of times influencers are like on some kind of chemical enhancement, which contradicts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no fitness influencer where I'm like, I want to be just like her. Like, I don't have anyone like that. I'm just trying to keep getting like better and better myself. And mine is more of like a holistic wellness. Let's dive deep. Let's get, why aren't we consistent? Why aren't we losing the weight? Let's get our hormones checked. Like, it's more like natural. You know what it is? I told myself that I just want to feel like I'm talking to my friends on FaceTime, you know? But yeah, there is a lot of fitness influencers that are like, and maybe they are taking the enhancers, maybe they aren't, but that's like whack. I don't know. Now, if they're competing or something, I get it. That makes sense to me. But if you're doing something just like, I don't sell anything, you guys, that either A, I have been sent and tried it out for myself and loved it. B, I buy it myself already. Or, I mean, yeah, that's really it. Because I was like, I don't want to even try to be salesy. I just want to talk about like how I actually use this in my real life. I have mentioned your name on my lives a couple times, like, like I know you personally. I love that. No, that's like what I was going for. So I'm happy that that's how you guys feel. Because I don't want to feel like I know sometimes I do get a little preachy, but I want you guys to feel like I'm a friend. Or if you're younger than me, like I'm a big sister, or if you're a lot younger than me, that like I'm an auntie, or maybe a coworker, or a mentor, or a coach, or, a facilitator, right? Something like that, like in that realm. Because I don't even care to be, like this is the Embody Pursuit community, like the tribe, like we're all like doing this together. That's more so what my vision is. And we're just going to keep growing and getting, yeah, I am the steward of this channel. I'm like leading the channel, but you know, for the most part, that's not really my goal. I just want to be relatable and share what I'm doing and and then I learn so much from you guys too. Yeah, those are the guys that have issues with their lives. Some are most insecure. That's why your name has this. That's crazy that it has a 70. Is it Ciana or is it Ciana Singh? Because there's another channel. I think the girl is like a singer and her name is Ciana. Because I typed it in. I was like, I wonder if anyone else has like a bit, like kind of a known channel-ish with my name. And when I typed it in, I came up and another Ciana came up. She looks like she's like Filipino-ish and she's a singer. Um, Heading to the gym now. Love the positivity. Awesome, Trevor. Get it in. Okay, perfect. Okay, that makes me happy because I'm like, I hope people aren't confusing me with that other girl. So if you're not on my email list yet, get on my email list. It's right here. Get on my email list, okay? Make sure to get on my email list. So be prepared if any of you are looking to do what I'm doing, if you're looking to have a more of a motivation, this is a keep it real. You want to do lives, but you're like, I'm not making no money. I want to do more content, but like, I'm not really making money. I want to do content, but I know I'm not going to hit those 4,000 watch hours anytime soon. Do you guys know how many channels are out there? There's a lot of people making 5 figures a month with like 700 subscribers because they started their channel. To me, they're the smartest ones on the entire platform. They started their channel having something to offer. That's it. So not only are they selling to the people that have subscribed to them, they're selling to all the people that don't subscribe. Because when we look at our analytics, there's just for some reason people will watch the channel and they will not subscribe. for whatever reason. And if you're one of those, make sure you're subscribed. If you're in here and you're one of those, subscribe right now. But so all those people, so say if your video gets like 200 views, right? And say you got 2 subscribers from that video. So say if it was you were teaching someone, there was actually a really good one. This guy was teaching a course. This guy was teaching a course on how to sell, how to get your career purpose after being a retired athlete. Because a lot of athletes, they spend their whole life, they don't know what to do with their life when they don't make it to the NBA, when they don't make it to the NFL, or maybe they made it, but they only were in there for like a year or two, right? And then they're like, now they're 22, 23, 24, and they don't feel like they have any skill. All they know is sports, right? So this guy created a course on how to help you figure out your skills to get you a career that you'll love and enjoy and make a lot of money. So like helping them kind of like use their skills as an athlete to like become a real estate agent, or use their skills as an athlete to become like a salesman of some kind, like selling medical devices, or like using kind of like helping athletes discover that they do have all these skills, right? Because athletes are very disciplined, right? They know how to say no to things because they know they have like their eyes on the prize, right? Like there's a lot of skills that athletes have that they only know how to cultivate in like a sports setting. But like this guy like created a course on how to help like kind of like this lost group of young men. Genius. Doesn't have a ton of followers, right? I don't remember like the channel, but I just thought that was so genius because it's like you can have your very first video could be you offering your course, and then every single video after that you offer a ton of value, offer the course, offer a ton of value, offer the course, offer a ton of value, get your email list, offer the course, like, and your page is growing. So while your page is growing, people are watching you that probably won't subscribe because they're just for whatever reason. And then number 2, some people will subscribe, but some people will buy your course and never subscribe to you. Like some people might just need your information once. They might see you on that one video one time and buy your course and then never come back to your channel. But you made a sale. So you didn't get a subscriber, you got one time amount of views, but you made, let's say you sold your course for like $30 or something. You got a $30 sale. And let me tell you, as someone that's monetized on YouTube, some of the videos you get cents, just cents on the videos. So if you got 200 views, 200 views on one video and you made one sale, yeah, you didn't get any, you barely got any watch hours. Yeah, or if you're monetized, you maybe got 2 cents from that, from AdSense, but you made a sale for $30, $100, $200. So that's the best. I'm like, I can't believe but that's okay. I'm doing it now, right? I'm doing it now. But I hope that like can motivate you to really want to grow your YouTube if you felt like you were also growing like a business too. Like if you don't approach YouTube like a business, I get why people burn out. Because there's only so much getting subscribers will do for your ego. After that, you're kind of like, okay, well, the subscribers like are not like seeing the number on this essentially intangible analytics. Like you're not touching the analytics. Like it's just a number that you see on a sheet digitally. It's not translating to paying your bill, or it's not translating, you know what I mean? So if you approach YouTube like a business, you're going to want to be on it a lot. Because people will say, Ciana, how are you so consistent? And they're like, gosh, you're on the grind. And I'm like, I get it, like, because pop culture, that's like when you're doing something consistently, it's kind of perceived that you're grinding. But I was like, you know what? I kind of don't feel like I'm grinding. Like, this feels super easy to me. And I was like, why? I had to sit down. I was like, I keep getting comments like that, but like, this doesn't feel like I'm grinding it out. Like I'm trying to get it out the mud. Like, I don't feel like that. And it's because I'm adding value, but I have something to offer. And if it's something that you need, here's the resolution. in exchange for the deeper value, I already gave you free value, so you could pretty much do what you want with the free value. But if you want to go deeper with me, get my How to Lose Belly Fat ebook guide. Get my calendar that I use. Get my template that I use. It's 99 cents on how I have my email list and how I convert to sales from my email list, right? Like if you need those things, cool, they're there for you. If you don't, then just come here, get the free information and come back for the next video. You know what I mean? But it's mentally healthy for us to feel like we're also like, you know, and that's where I think it can sometimes feel like, oh, well, right when someone starts to sell a product, it's like, oh, now they're being scammy. Anyone that thinks like that and has said that on your page, like someone said I was like promoting an MLM. I'm like, me talking about how I lost 30 pounds and never gained it back and selling it as a $4.99 ebook, literally $4.99 is an MLM. Like I didn't get it. I like didn't understand, but people will just say weird stuff. And if that has like been told to you and it worked, it discouraged you from making a product and you're like, well, I don't want to start to sell anything. Oh, I feel like there's like my patio door is open and I feel like a bug just got in here and I hate bugs. Hold on, guys. Oh, hold on really quickly. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, also too, if you guys see my cart back here, this is all my samples I have to open from TikTok. If you see my my basket back here, I have to open up all these. So, anyways, I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I really like ladybugs, but let's see what you guys are saying. Kevin says, damn, ads ain't paying. Oh, by the way, I wonder if this secret no talk about memberships help to skyrocket RPMs for a particular video. Oh, interesting. So some videos hit, some videos don't. So like you can do a video on YouTube, depending on what you're talking about in the video, depends on the ad they put on your video. Different ads give you a different, I think it's called CPR, click per, I got to study that. But like, say for example, on one of my videos, I might have a bunch of ads that like the CPR is like $10, $12, $13. But then on another video, I might get ads where each ad put on there, I only get like 20 cents per ad. And I can't pick it, right? Like it just kind of depends on like the nature of the video, what I'm discussing, if I mention any products, like there's all these variables. There's so many variables involved. So yeah, that's why a lot of YouTubers, they say don't rely on ads. And it makes sense. Now that I'm monetized, like, unless you're like the big daddy, like the huge YouTubers where it's like pretty like Mr. Beast guaranteed, he's making tons of money on ads, right? But for some of us, like more typical, like where we're at in our journey, it's like some videos hit, some videos don't. So like even when you do you're going to want to have your own products to sell, whether it's a physical product or what, like, you know, I have my big impact mugs. Like, so I only made 100 of these. 10 have been sold so far. After the 10 get sold, I'm not going to sell these anymore. So you could sell something physical or you could sell something digital, but you should start that before you're monetized. And then when you get monetized, it's just like a bonus. You like spiders? Oh, you would like spiders. Oh, that green vegan says I watch ads to support. That's awesome. Yeah. I have I pay for the subscription, so I never see ads. Because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll listen to YouTube as like a podcast, like just like an audio podcast, even though there's a video there. Like if I'm in the shower or if I'm driving or say if I'm working at the same time, I'll like turn the phone upside down or like I'll have it face the other way and I'll listen to it like it's a podcast. So I pay like what is it like $14.99 a month or something, somewhere around there to like, and you get paid from that too. So like there's a section on mine where it shows me like the people that also have the subscription to YouTube, I still get paid when they watch my video, even though there's no ads. So that's kind of like nice to know. Yeah, the premium. Yeah, so if there's people that watch your videos and they have premium like I do, I will still get paid from them watching my video. I made this extra good today. It's decaf, coconut milk. I put some coconut oil in it for the MCTs, cinnamon, honey, and that's it. And it just tastes like really rich. I walk around the I walk during the ads to lose weight. Oh, I love that. That's a good idea. It's a good reminder too. Like, okay, get up, move, get the body going. And I should have actually started this back up, but I started talking again. So yeah, I'm actually on my walking pad. Because I want to even encourage myself. I'm like, why am I sitting doing videos? Why am I not at least standing? Yes, Patrick, always a must. Always, always a must. Does anyone have any questions about like what I talked about, or just or it can be in general now, but just, I hope that helped with some of you, where if you feel like you don't have any ideas, or you just didn't feel confident enough, or like Lisa, she already has her own product. So I hope like it just kind of reminds you just to keep going. Also too, guys, I do have memberships and I'm very active in my members only tab. So if you want to dive deeper with me, if you have a question where you're like, the lives are great, but like I want Ciana to elaborate even more, become a member. Become a member. I think it's like $5.99 a month or something like that. Go to the section on the homepage, become a member. If you want to support the channel, I don't have a Patreon on purpose. I don't need a Patreon. So if you want to, so my Patreon is the memberships, right? What I'll do sometimes too, like I did this yesterday, like there was a question that Lisa had, and I did like a whole like video, kind of like an audio response in there. So I'll be able to elaborate just on what you need from me. And yeah, like there's other people that are in the membership, so they get to benefit from the video too. So just to let you guys know that, become a member. It's super awesome. I actually really enjoy the members only because I like getting to know you guys on a deeper level. Yeah, I like the questions that you got. It's almost like because you guys know that it's a members only, you guys like ask more detailed questions and it provokes like really, really excellent conversations. So just letting you guys know that. Good morning. Let's see. Nailish Kari, I believe, or Care or Ka-Air. I know I butchered that, but good morning. Where are you from? Because where I'm at, it's noon in California. It is noon in California. Also, too, if you haven't subscribed yet, by almost an hour and a half into the live, make sure you're subscribed. Tap in with the Embody Pursuit community. This channel, you guys, for those of you who are new, this channel and who have been silent, because I know there's a couple people that are on here and they never really say anything, and that's okay. This is a channel where we go into depth about self-development, more so from a millennial perspective. Okay, we talk about health, we talk about wellness, we talk about things that we've gone through, right? it's a self-development channel, but it is kind of niche down to the point of like more millennial mindset. But if you are a Gen Z or Gen Z, it's the perfect channel for you because you get to learn from all of our mistakes. If you are a Gen X, it's perfect because A, we need to learn from you, and B, it's never too late, right? It's never too late to like figure some of these things out, right? Because I think even like Everyday Muscle would be more considered like a generational X, but like he has, you know, so much influence in the chat because he's a man in his later 40s. And so, you know, us that are in our 30s still can learn from that, right? So it's a really nice, it's a healthy range of people, but we're not like so disconnected to where we can't relate, right? So I originally thought this channel was going to be for women, but it's like 50-50. So this channel is for millennials, Gen Z, and Gen X. If you like older Gen Z, millennials, and younger Gen X. Now, if you're even younger than that or older than that, anyone can benefit from this channel. You know, this is a break. We have normal conversations. You know, I just got this mic, like this colorful. I was like, don't pay attention to it. It was kind of messing me up a little bit, but I'm like, just don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? It's chill. We have normal conversations. A lot of us, when you guys see me walking, you guys will get on your walking pads too, or start walking around walking around your block. Perfect, right? We're getting our steps in over here, and that's what we're about. You're very well spoken. Thank you so much. Your line of work. So this is my line of work. I'm an online entrepreneur. So I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I sell digital products. Sometimes I think I'm going to start working some events this year again, just to use them as networking events like in LA. But yeah, I do this full time. So I make content, and in my content, when you look at my descriptions, I make sales that way as well. I just showed you guys my samples. So I have about 20 samples that I have to fulfill a contract on. And I make sales from doing that. So all those samples, I'm gonna review them and talk about them and make sales. So that's what I do. But it took me like, I said 4, but I really think it honestly took like 6 years to finally be able to get full time. I can live full time off of what I'm doing. And that's just the truth. Like, I know a lot of people try to sell people a pipe dream, but like, that's just the truth. I just didn't stop. That's the only difference. Like, you can, like, you really can make 5 figures in 1 month from online. I've done it. I've literally done it before. Are those, do I have those kind of months all the time? No, it'd be nice, you know, and hopefully I'll get to that level. But like, I think sometimes like when people, you know, hear these things and then they start trying to do an online selling journey, and they try to sell a digital product, or they kind of try to have affiliate links, and they're like, I didn't make 1 sale the entire month, you know, or I didn't make no sales for 90 days. All you have to do is keep going. This is the thing. This is going to unlock something for you. Okay. You are very hardworking. That's why I appreciate that. I wish I knew how to say your name. Like, every time I see your name, I always have to spell it out. Like, and I want to be able to just call you by your name. Q. Can you give me like a nickname? QB. Is that, can I call you QB? That's a good one. Can I call you QB? It was a side hustle, and it became, exactly. So like, this is the thing, like, it depends on what you want. Do you want to be an online entrepreneur? Do you want to quit your 9-to-5, right? If you want to, then it is possible. I am someone that did it and it is doing it. I used to have a 9-to-5. I used to work full time. I was one of the unlucky ones that happened to get in a job that I hated. I'll be honest with you guys. I wish, like, I'm exaggerating. I don't actually get jealous, but like, I really admire people that have their 9 to 5s and they have a YouTube channel, and they're like, you know, I just love my 9 to 5. And you know why they're able to have a YouTube channel? Because they're not stressed from their 9 to 5. So a lot of times people can't, like, they're like, how do you have a 9 to 5 and build a YouTube channel? It's because you're so stressed from work that, like, stress can be so soul sucking that, like, by the time you're off work, you just want to relax or get hammered at a happy hour or just sit there and do nothing and watch your kids play. Like there's no, like, motivation to build something additional. That's why they call it, like, the you clock out of your 9 to 5 and then you clock into your 5 to 9, right? But people are like, how do you even do that? I don't have no energy. So people that love their jobs and have a 200, 300,000 subscriber YouTube channel, it's because they enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy what they're doing, so they're not stressed when they get off. So I think that's, and then they still have their medical benefits, you know, like I have to pay all that out of pocket. Like my own insurances, my own medical benefit, my own dentist, you know, dental insurance, right? I pay all that out of pocket because I don't work under a 9 to 5, right? So some people are like, I've been made. And to be honest, guys, like the 9 to 5ers out there, if you're watching this and you have a 9 to 5 and you're like, I'm fine with my 9 to 5, you are the best, in my opinion, you are the best candidate to start a YouTube channel. Content comes off better when you're not in survival mode. The people that are in survival mode and they're like, well, I want to hurry up and, like, you know, get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours because I want to get paid. Like, when you already are getting paid, you're like, psh, if it happens, it happens, right? Like, you're like, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden they get to up to 100,000 subscribers because their content is like, it doesn't seem like beggy and like desperate. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you end up getting monetized and you get to quit, it's a choice. You have a choice. Like, okay, cool. You know, or some people are like, nah, I like my job. And it's even better too, because a lot of times people will make content about their job. So because people know that they're still working, like I'll tell you, even like Lisa would be a good example of this. Like Lisa talks about hair, but like she's making like, I'm assuming she's, you know, you're surviving from your career as a hairdresser, right? So when you're talking about hair and you're a current hairdresser, it's like you have even more social proof because you're like, you're marketing what you're doing and you're still doing it, right? So it's just very interesting. Like it just, everybody has their own path with the online space, but you really are at a really good advantage if you have a job you like. Business plan, pitch, and borrow from the bank. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, people do that for YouTube. Be careful with that though, but some people do that. They actually will borrow money to like become a content creator. Now, what happens with that, and I know you're probably talking about like a business in general, but just like it provoked me to think about what I'm about to say, which is, yeah, some people do, they want to build a YouTube channel to make it a business. And they'll get into a partnership, like that they're not really like realizing that the company's going to force you, like you're going to be the content creator, you're going to put up all the work, and then they're going to buy you out later or push you out later. So just be careful with that. But I didn't even know that. But people are like taking out full-on loans to like create YouTube channels. Lisa Smiles, do you record your customers like ASMR videos? I think there's a few on there where she's showing her doing hair, like on other people. I wouldn't suggest for content. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I don't. No one should be taking out a loan to be a content creator. Not a good look. Unless you're 16, and it's like your own mom and dad. And like they're loaning you the money, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, but and they're trying to teach you a lesson where it's like, okay, You know, we'll give you the money to get your camera and your little setup and your lights and all that. And you don't have to get a job at, you know, at the library or at Taco Bell. This will be your job, but you're going to have to pay us back when you get monetized, right? Like to kind of teach you about like, you know, making an investment or whatever. But yeah. So it's, yeah, when you're on YouTube, we have to remember that we have to realize that we're getting the most bang for our buck while we're on here. So like, even for me, guys, like when I'm on here, I won't spend the first 10 minutes willy-nilly. Be right back. Okay, tap back in when you can. I won't be on here. Like, this is what people will do. They'll be like this. Hey, am I on? Oh, hey guys. What's going on? Hey guys. So, whoo. Hold on, let me get a sip real quick. Ooh. Sorry, guys. So, what are you guys doing? Woo. Let me see, let me get this set up. Like, so you have to think about someone watching that on the replay. You have to think, like, the replayers, they know that you're not live, and they're like, I'm out of here. You probably dropped like the most diamonds and jewels of life, right? But they'll never see it. They'll never see it. Sorry, guys. Who's on? Wait, no one's on yet? Okay, hold on. Like, if you guys notice, I'll start talking. Like, most of you guys, when you come in, I'm already talking, right? Like, most of you guys, when you come in, I'm already in a momentum, because I literally go back to my last few lives. I'll be like, hey guys, okay, so we're getting right into your purpose. Let's go. So and there won't even be anyone on, because YouTube is still sending it out to people like, okay, Ciana's live. But I'm already knowing that this is a live replay video. So I'm treating it like it's a regular video. I'm not treating it like it's a live. And the reason why I'm making fun of people like that is because I was that person. I was that person that was like, hey guys, like I would do my hair over right in the live, you know, and then I would wait for like, you know, wait to see if at least 3 people got on. So it would take me like 8 minutes to wait if like 3 people got on. You know what I mean? So just don't do that. Facts. The self-absorbed people in the camera. Do you think it's okay to change? Excuse me. Hold on, guys. I really did choke when I was doing too much. Okay. Do you think it's okay to change jobs even if it means taking a smaller? Yep. If it would be yes. My personal opinion and experience, you guys, I quit a job. I had an Audi, a company car, an Audi. I had a limitless credit card, a company limitless credit card. I had a company gas card. So that meant I can drive all over LA for free. Like a bit, like and I had a company cell phone. So I didn't have a cell phone bill. I didn't have a car payment. I didn't have to pay for gas. So that alone saved me like almost $900 bucks a month. Plus my salary, right? So I quit that. I quit it. People were like, people thought I was like losing it. People thought I was like tripping. People thought I was like, just like having a meltdown. You guys, I hated that job. I hated it. And then years later, I made more than what I was making at that job. I mean, it was a journey. It was a journey, but the second I quit that job, I felt like sorry, I like have like cinnamon stuck in my throat. The second I quit that job, I literally felt like something physically lifted off of my chest. Like I literally felt anxiety. Like I felt like something was sitting on my chest. That next Monday, I quit on a Friday, did my last 2 weeks, to be respectful. That Monday that I woke up and I did not have to run a conference call, I was like, oh my gosh, like, why do I feel like 10 pounds lighter, but like I'm not like lighter. I just feel like my spirit. So yes, because you can end up making more. Like you can take a less paying job. This is my opinion. Okay? Look, be smart. Look at your finances. Look what you can cut back on realistically. Like look at do an evaluation first. But if you find that you're like, yeah, you know what, I can deal with making $500 less a month or $1,000 less a month, and it's gonna hit me a little bit, but I'll be happier. Because then you can make a digital product, start an online business, and then have exponential opportunity to grow. So scaling back for more peace can propel you forward and make you more money in the short-term future. I did it. Trust me, I did it. With my current job, I feel like I might snap. The more time that passes, been there for 3 years. Yeah, you will snap. You will. It's just a matter of time. Like we're not meant to like do something. Like we're not meant to show up every day and be in fight or flight mode for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like we weren't designed to have to deal with that, right? So it's like that's why people have nervous breakdowns. That's why they have meltdowns. That's why they have, they all of a sudden have to go on leave, right? Because it's too much. When you do not like what you're doing think about it. That's a third of your life a day. We sleep for 8 hours, so that's done. And then 8 hours, and then really it's 10 hours, like when you count getting ready and then driving to work. So 10 hours a day, over a third of your life is at that job. So for the rest of your younger years, your younger years and your middle age years, you're going to spend 10 hours a day being in pain. And then you're finally 65 and then you get to quit. Now you have high blood pressure, heart disease, 50 pounds overweight. All the teeth didn't fell out your mouth because you couldn't get time off to go get your teeth fixed, right? Like now you have all these issues and medical issues. Even though you had medical insurance, you couldn't get the time off to go to the doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a sacrifice for a short-term present period of time, but in 3 years, you will adjust and be so happy. Like, you guys, I want to find a picture. I know I always say I lost 30 pounds and never gained it back, but I got to start showing you guys pictures. How I looked at 27, 28, you'd be like, what? And my phone just died. And I still looked young. Like my face looked younger, of course, because I was in my 20s, but like I just didn't look like radiant. Like I felt like there was a glow. Like I looked dimmer. I don't know how to explain it. I just looked dimmer. Like I just had like a whatever that is, that like where you could tell someone's happy about their life, like that was like not there. Be positive at the end of the day. Still find time to work out, because working out, yeah, that's true. Yep. We're supposed to live life. The system was created not for the masses, but for the few that benefit from our labor. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Meg the Hooper. Exactly. She can definitely be a motivational speaker. So I mean, this is the thing, guys, like there's a couple things that I did. I was very smart. I didn't make a emotional rash decision, right? I almost did a couple times, but I was like, okay, let me be cool because I'm really about to, like, people wanted to have my job. People thought that they deserved my job over me, right? And I was the one that got it. And in LA. And I had that job in LA where there's all these struggling actors and all that. It's like I was balling while all like my friends were like trying to be in the industry and they were like broke like living on couches. But it's funny because, by the way, some of those people are like literally like, I'm not going to say who, but I know people that were actually on couches that we were all hanging out in the same circle, and now they're like in major Marvel movies and major like, so don't get into, I'm not disrespecting that grind because they knew what they wanted, right? And then now they're reaping the benefit. But anyway, so I said, okay, I looked at my life and I said, when I look at my boss and my boss's boss and my boss's boss and then the top director of the company, when I look at them and look at their life, do I want that? Is that the life that I want? Is that the life that I want? And I was like, nope. And I actually analyzed it for like months. Like different directors, because it was like district managers, there was like 200 in the company, in the world, right? And then like when you went to regional level, there was like 20 to 30. And then when you went to director, you were over whole like continents, right? It was like 4 to 6, right? And then it was like the head like CEO or whatever. So I was like, number one, I was working in a company, by the way, that like because of this, I wasn't gonna go very far anyway, but that's a whole nother topic for another time. But let's just say I was the one to like, I was the pioneer, right? Like I was the 4-minute mile in the company that made it to the top. Did I want that life? Like, was that what and I was like, no. And I was like, well, why am I here? Like, that was enough for me. Now, if I had to, like, if I did want to be at the top like that, you know, and which wasn't that far away, actually. Like, if, like, when I quit, if I had stayed, I would be a director now. Like, at this age, like, right now, I would be, if I had been nailing it, you know, hit my numbers, you know, did what I had to do, I would be a candidate to be someone that was a director, those 4 to 6 people at the top, right? Probably by the time I was at least 43 or something, right? So, you know, that's cool. And then how much they make, you know, is probably like, let's just say they made like 500 to 700,000. Like at the top, right? Like the top 4 people of the company, let's just say it was like 4 to 700,000 or like somewhere around there. And I was like, okay, that is nice. Like that looks really good. Like that's like, but I was like, outside of the money, do I like what they're doing? And everything that I just analyzed, it was no. So now with how the world is, you can become a millionaire online within a year. You know what I mean? If you can crack the code and figure it out, like it's possible. So you don't have to like do the politics of a corporation and have to, you know, deal with weird coworkers that you don't like and be in a company that you don't stand for and be in a company and sell something that you don't stand by, right? To become a millionaire, right? So it's like, even though I could have done that and just sacrificed, like grinded it out, as people say, and sacrificed, even if I had gotten to the level of 500K, I would have hated my job still. Hated it. So I just was like, let me just go ahead and you know, at the time, guys, I was 30 when I quit. I thought I was old. So I was like, dang, I'm already old. I was like, I'm already old, but like, I still have enough time to like get into something else. Like, so I was like, I'm already old. If I'm going to do it, I got to do it now. So, you know, I took the leap. And then now guess what? I get to talk to people on my own time, on my schedule. I get to pour into people. I get to talk about things that I love to talk about. I love hearing your guys' stories. I love when you guys hit me up and you're like, a light bulb went off for me. Like there was like, oh, my phone died where I was watching, reading guys' comments, but it's on this phone. like when I get comments like, Ciana, you literally helped me do this. You literally changed my life. Or Ciana, you literally, I was this close to calling it quits and I didn't because you, that is worth the 500,000 to me. For me. Now for other people, they're like, nah, I'd rather suffer and just still end up making 700,000. That's great. But the reason why, if you want to look youthful, have a glow, have a zeal about life, have like a zest about life, have like this radiant, vibrant vibe about life, it's because, you know, when you find something that you love, don't get it twisted. I would love to be a millionaire. Like, that's down the pipeline, right? Like that's happening. Like I would love that. But I'm already feel like a millionaire in my spirit. Like I already feel like that way on the inside because I'm doing something I enjoy. I'm doing something I enjoy. So yes, if you have another opportunity and you're still able to pay all your bills and you're still able to take care, if you have children, take the leap and quit. Yeah. And by the way, I didn't quit until I saved up enough money to have enough money to survive for a year. So what I did was I planned it out. I severely cut down my lifestyle. I cut down my lifestyle, saved up money for a whole year, and then I quit. Because I was like, okay, I'm sure I'll be able to find something else in a year. Like I bet on myself. Technically, I could have not ended up, but like I was like, no, I'll be able to find something. And I did. Let's see. Seen Tigger on County Wayne. Thank you for the advice, Ciana. I gotta go. But oh yeah, thanks for tapping in. I thought I was old too when I quit. Yeah. You just gotta like go for it. You just gotta go for it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get some lunch. Thanks for tapping in. We're 2 hours in. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Like for real, what are you doing? What are you doing here for 2 hours and you're not subscribed? Subscribe. It's maybe 1 hour, fine. But 2 hours and you're not subscribed? Come on. Subscribe. It's okay. Watch it on the replay. It'll be worth your time. Watch it on the replay. Become a member. Become a member. Click out. Become a member. I'm telling you, we get even juicier and dive deeper. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys, and talk soon. Bye.